Welcome to the Lions Fan Show on My Michigan TV, where your comments come first on the Detroit Lions before and after every home game, live from the Detroit Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Detroit. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Matt Gattoni.
Tyler Kieft alongside Kevin McIntosh at the Breslin Student Event Center in East Lansing. MHSAA Finals Day. The West Bloomfield Lakers taking on Grand Blanket. Kevin, if Friday was any indication, we're in for an exciting final at the Bres. Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft. Thank you very much for being with us. There are a number of places to go in our community to learn about topics of critical importance to us here in Greater West Bloomfield and beyond. That includes some of our local bookstores. Our own Jake Schaff did just that recently and joins us for more. Jake. Hello and welcome to This Week in Laker Football. It's your weekly look into everything about the West Bloomfield Lakers football team. We'll discuss the most recent game, we'll do a preview of the game ahead, and we'll talk to some players and some coaches to get further insight into these West Bloomfield Lakers football players this year. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside head coach for the West Bloomfield Lakers, Zach Hilbers. On a more positive note, it's always a good time to honor our medical professionals helping us here in our communities and beyond each and every day, and that includes some of those medical professionals with pause. Reporter Jake Schaff has the story.
It had to have been a big boost for this team, too. 2 weeks on the road, a tough third quarter in particular in New Orleans. Last week, just a tough week altogether on the road in Chicago. And then to come back with all the talk all week long about the Lions' recent struggles, going into Ford Field, still a packed house, still loud as hell in there, and seeing that the entire city is still behind this team, definitely that added boost. All the more reason to keep winning these games and secure as many home games as you can possibly have come playoff time and get that first playoff win in quite a while.
Oh my gosh. What has it been, 20 years?
Yeah.
21. Okay. Yes, and we're so looking forward to that. And dare I say, it's so serendipitous that here we're going to have the NFL draft here this year in Detroit. And so not only are everyone already looking at the Detroit Lions and the city, again, you're seeing multiple comebacks on different levels, and people are taking notice. It's not a fluke. Like, oh my gosh, the city is coming back. The Lions are coming back. Our other teams are rebuilding, and we will continue to come back. And so when people come in and they see the NFL draft and they see the Honolulu Blue, it is going to be amazing, and I know the Lions felt the city behind them there, and I know in the locker room there was nothing but high fives and reliefs, but at the same time, we can't rest too much. You know, we had tonight, we'll celebrate tonight, but next week, let's make this happen again. We're just going to continue to go forward.
Getting a playoff appearance, getting a win is great. Getting to the playoffs is great. Getting a playoff win is great. But the fans, the players, everyone in this city, they want to see playoff wins this year and going forward. Tania, thank you so much.
Destiny, take us through this moment for you, your second championship with this team, and especially the way that the last 24 hours have gone for you.
This championship is very special because our last time playing with this group of girls, and it means a lot just to go out there and execute how we know we can execute and come out with a win. Yesterday was a lot of mixed emotions because of the buzzer beater 3 and fouling out, but today we really came in focused knowing that yesterday wasn't it, and then we had another game today.
Take us through the end of your game yesterday because it was such an emotional moment, and the way that your team was playing, the place your team was at that moment, it seemed that could have been the end of your basketball career. To have it end this way instead, how do you feel with that being the case?
Well, after I fouled out, I started crying on the court, but then India came up to me. She said, "We got this, we'll be good," and I was like, okay. So I chested her, got back to the bench. Someone was right there, give me a hug, let me know everything was going to be okay. And then I just had to put my chest to my teammates to know that they were going to pull through.
4 years with this team, 3 years really with this core group of seniors. Take us through your journey with this class and how proud you are of all these girls to get back to this point and finish your career with a championship.
Each year our bond gets better, and each year everybody's game gets better. And watching them from when we were freshmen, really young kids, to now on a big stage, winning championships, it means a lot.
So what keeps you coming back to see them? Because it's a lot of the same songs. It's all the same people. These concerts, they're different experiences every time, but 35 times seeing the same band over the years, that's a lot for anybody. What keeps you coming back for 36 and 37 and beyond?
Well, I think part of it is the music. The songs are timeless, and whether it's Start Me Up, which came out in the early 1980s, it was released on the Tattoo You album in 1981, or Satisfaction, which the song's been around since the mid 60s. I think they performed it on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1967. So, or the new songs that just came out here in the last couple months. They just released a brand new album called Hack Me Diamonds, which was the motive for this tour. And, the amazing thing about the band is that no matter when you see them, their music seems to run together. And doesn't matter if it was a song from the early 70s off the Some Girls album or Hack Me Diamonds, they pretty much sound like the Rolling Stones. It's a unique sound, and every concert has been a different experience.
Appreciate having you on, and appreciate the gesture from the city of Keego Harbor to commemorate the 1-year anniversary and recognize not only the victims that were on site at Berkey Hall in the MSU Union, but those affected throughout the Michigan State community. And that includes you, who at one point was a grad student at Michigan State. And you mentioned in this Facebook post that you made with that picture that you have a special connection to Berkey Hall.
Yeah, I spent 2 years in East Lansing in grad school at my MBA from the Broad School, and I had a grad assistant position, and I worked in Berkey Hall for the second year. I just remember, like a lot of people, hearing the news and, that sense of doom and just, if you will, just a memory of working in the building and seeing the kids walking in and out and the staff that used to work there. So I just want people to remember every year what happened and understand the impact that gun violence has on not just at Michigan State or at Stony, in Parkland down in Florida, or yesterday even in Kansas City at the celebration for the Super Bowl victory, where there was a shooting where a number of kids were shot. So I think it's important to every year remember what happened and the impact that guns have in our society.
And you said something that really stuck out to me in your post as well, that you were on campus in East Lansing in the days following the shooting a year ago, and you went by Berkey Hall. You went by other areas that you had frequented or that were affected quite directly by the shooting, and said it just didn't feel right on that campus. Something felt different. Something felt very dark about being in that environment. And I can attest to that, too, having been on campus in the days after the shooting last year, really the week after as kids were coming back. And that's just not the way that any environment should feel out in the public, Rob, and all the more reason why it's important to recognize this from the city of Keego Harbor, because it doesn't just affect people in East Lansing. When things like these happen in East Lansing or in some other location, it affects everybody that has any sort of connection, especially to these common environments. Over the past several seasons, some of the best girls varsity basketball has been played right here at West Bloomfield High School. Their team has made it to 2 consecutive state title games, and despite being a little younger in 2024 and having several new players join the varsity squad, this year's team may be stronger and be closer than ever before. Spending most of her high school career on the varsity basketball team, Destiny Washington has experienced a lot of success at West Bloomfield High School, including 2 consecutive championship game appearances and hanging a championship banner. For her and sophomore Sheridan Beal, the 2024 team's 13-1 start has been as much about building a sisterhood as it has been about developing talent.
I think this team is the most together that it's ever been. It's really like a sisterhood on the team. Like, we all really enjoy each other, and it's really fun this year.
We have a very strong connection, and we're very much a tight-knit group. So we don't just like each other. Like, we honestly love each other, and I think that shows on the court with our chemistry and the way we play.
Building those bonds was neither a quick nor an easy task, but this team's leaders, including a rising star in Beal, just a sophomore, has seen a massive growth of trust this season following a tragic ending in 2023 where they lost in the Division I championship game to Rockford.
Losing last year, it kind of set a fire under us. It made us know that this is for real. We can't have any mess ups, and it made us really want it even more.
we, of course, want to go out with the win, but we also want our year to be fun. And it's a lot of pressure behind that, but it's also really just enjoying the moment and playing with them and knowing that this is it, and we're going to go out there and give each game our all.
The closeness of this team is no accident, according to head coach Darren McAllister, whose mantras in his first 3 seasons at the helm have moved from "I believe" to "together," and this season, "we will." With his team believing in each other and more together than ever before, Coach McAllister has a lot of praise for these girls as they pursue a 3rd consecutive trip to the Breslin Center.
I'm really excited about this team this year. I've been excited about the teams before, but this team is special because I've had these group of girls for 3 seasons, and they bought into the mindset of defense. They bought into the mindset of believing and trusting the coaching staff, and we trust and believe in them. And so far, it's been working.
With their unit more cohesive than ever, West Bloomfield's girls basketball team can focus on basketball, knowing that they are more than a team. They're family.
We just really like each other. So off the court, we're always together, always talking to each other. In school, constantly seeing each other, giving each other hugs. We're just a very tight group.
We have a few new people on the team, but they came in and it was kind of like we already knew them. Like, it was, like, really family-like. So off the court, we're together, and then it just shows on the court that we also, like, we're, like, best friends.
The Lakers continue a 4-game home span all throughout this week and next. You can find a full listing of games on westbloomfieldathletics.com. From West Bloomfield High School, I'm Tyler Kieft for the Splash Live. 1 year ago, it was heartbreak for the West Bloomfield girls basketball team, falling just shy of repeating as state champions. 371 days later, the state championship trophy is heading home to 4925 Orchard Lake Road. For senior guard Destiny Washington, this was the perfect way to go out, winning a championship with a team that has become family over her 4 years at WB, and especially after an emotional journey on championship weekend.
This championship is very special because our last time playing with this group of girls, and it means a lot just to go out there and execute how we know we can execute and come out with a win. Yesterday was a lot of mixed emotions because of the buzzer beater 3 and fouling out, but today we really came in focused knowing that yesterday wasn't it, and that we had another game today.
The game may have tipped off at 12:15, but Coach Darren McAllister says this championship started long before anyone was keeping score.
In the beginning of the season, we knew that we left some hardware here in East Lansing. And so that was our mindset. We had to come back and get that. So we were working each and every day during the preseason to make sure that we were prepared for this moment.
For the Lakers' senior core, this was their chance to finish their careers the way they always intended, going out not only as champions, but icons in West Bloomfield basketball history.
Each year our bond gets better, and each year everybody's game gets better. And watching them from when we were freshmen, really young kids, to now on a big stage, winning championships, like, it means a lot. I'm just really happy that we all had a good game tonight. And everybody did what they're supposed to do. Everybody went out there and scored. Everybody made the extra pass today. Like, this team is really my favorite team.
Kendall Hendricks already won 1 championship with her West Bloomfield family, but it was blood that motivated her quest for title number 2 after witnessing the heartbreak that ended her sister Sydney's career at West Bloomfield.
I wanted to do it for my sister because I know how devastating it was not being able to win it for her last year. And I think just the motivation and the determination and work we put in, it's just like we gotta win it. We did too much, spent too many hours, had too much pain, waited 372 days to get back at Rockford. So it was meant to be. She helped me become the player I am today and the person I am today. I look up to her a lot. So I wish that we could have got 2 with her, but she's at home in Florida cheering us on.
In the 2024 season, this Lakers squad learned that winning a state title was about more than star power, growing closer than ever as they pursued taking back a championship they always believed belonged in West Bloomfield.
I would say as a whole, everybody had a chip on their shoulder, ready to come back and get revenge on the team, and we played our game today.
I just came in here with the mentality that this is our last game as a team. This is my last game at West Bloomfield, and I was going to play my game, and execute.
First of all, it starts with the belief. Our players believe in us, we believe in them, and they buy in. That's what the main thing is, just buying in and coming in and putting in that work, understanding your assignment, getting out there and executing. And listen, the proof is in the pudding. 3 years, 2 state championships, runner-up. Come on, man. What else can be said?
The Lakers are now set to graduate 5 seniors, but don't let that fool you, says Coach Mack. This era of Laker titles is far from over.
It's a short time because we come back. We got to get back in the lab and develop some more players so we can come back here again, because people think that we're going to fall off, but we're not falling off. Our name is on the leash. You'll see us here next year.
After their 3rd championship appearance in 3 years and their 2nd title in that span, this West Bloomfield girls basketball team has cemented their legacy as Laker legends and set the benchmark for excellence in WB. In East Lansing, I'm Tyler Kieft, Civic Center TV. At West Bloomfield High School, today marks the culmination of a lifetime of hard work and big dreams for 11 West Bloomfield Lakers athletes as they sign their national college letters of intent. Today is one of Eric Pierce's favorite days. As the athletic director at West Bloomfield High School, signing day is his championship game as he watches Laker Nation's athletes achieve the next step in their sports dreams.
We've had these student athletes for 4 years here, and to see them develop and grow both as people and on the field, and to see where they end up. And I tell you, one of my favorite parts of today is listening to the coaches talk about them, but then in turn listening to the student athletes and having their chance to say thanks and seeing how mature they are and just how appreciative they are.
West Bloomfield football star Nigel Dunton, signing day once seemed like an impossible dream as he grappled with the growing pains of growing up. On this signing day, Dunton says achieving his dream of signing his letter of intent to Central State University made him grateful for the journey and for the people who helped him along the way.
It's a blessing, man. My whole entire life, I've been through a lot of ups and downs, where I'm from, what I'm saying. I was crying up there, because it hit home for me, for real.
Total West Bloomfield athletes across 4 different sports signed their letters of intent on this day. However, volleyball coach Liz Ferguson, whose team had 3 players sign their letters of intent, said the West Bloomfield athletics community is one big team, evident by the massive gathering of student athletes who came to show their support for their fellow Lakers.
I had a lot of athletes I never met before. They're like, hey Coach Liz, how's volleyball? We're going to be at the game tonight. And it was truly astounding to see the pride that they had and the students that came out, not even just for the football games, but for the volleyball games as well. We felt that same pride and spirit.
Perhaps this is what helped West Bloomfield grow into a powerhouse in a number of sports, excelling in football, volleyball, basketball, and many more in recent seasons. A culture of support.
That's what we're all about. We're about making sure that everybody feels that they belong, making sure that everybody knows that every sport here is important, that every sport is supported, that everybody that goes out there is representing the whole school, and that the school is there behind them.
I just know I had a good support system from a lot of people that's not even just my teammates, and it's like we come together as a whole, the whole West Bloomfield community.
Now for these 11 Laker athletes, a new journey begins as they once again pursue making Laker Nation forever proud. At West Bloomfield High School, I'm Tyler Kieft for The Splash Live.